What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. MTG here with another episode. If you're new to the channel, hi there. So today I have right here the Google Pixel 7 Pro, and I've had this for about a week now, and I want to share my thoughts and opinions on what I think about the 7 Pro. So without further delay, let's dive right in. Starting off with design. So this is the new signature Pixel design. So whenever you see something like this, you know it's going to be a Pixel. With its Pixel 6 and 6 Pro, they had a dual tone finish. This snow color is beautiful. It keeps away fingerprints. But this camera visor, really refined this year. It's made out of aluminum, and it's much better because it seamlessly fits into the rest of the phone. I kind of wish this was a matte finish, but like I said, this silver, or what they call snow color, it keeps away the fingerprints really well. Going to the display on the front, it is slightly curved, but it's not as dramatic as the Pixel 6 Pro, which I think is also a plus. I would have preferred to have like a near bezel-less flat display, but this is still good. I haven't had any accidental touches whatsoever. And by the way, the wallpaper that you see right here on the Pixel 7 Pro is my latest wallpaper pack. It's called Illusions. I'll be leaving a link in the description down below if you want to take a look and support the channel. And I also have a bunch of other wallpapers that I am currently working on. I'm hopefully going to release them in the coming weeks and months. So stay tuned for that. But this display is great. Google says about 25% brighter, max peak brightness of 1500 nits. So really, ideally, when you use this outdoors, it's visible. It doesn't need to be 2000 max brightness like the iPhone 14 Pro Max or 1750 like the Galaxy S22 Ultra. 1500 is perfectly fine. This isn't breaking any records. I'll tell you right off the bat, breaking any records with any specs compared to its flagship competitors. That's okay. You'll really enjoy this display. And I actually prefer how the camera right here, the front-facing camera, is right smack in the middle. Just makes it easier when you're taking selfies. And it's pretty small, so it doesn't really annoy me when I'm watching videos or making content or any of that stuff. But since display, it's the part of the phone we use the most, and I think it should be implemented well. You should have a good display. 7 Pro does not disappoint in that aspect. So overall design, I mean, Google did a really good job with this. I kind of wish this was a matte finish too, the visor itself, but that's still okay. And I've actually seen a bunch of these out in the wild. So there are a lot of people that do use Pixel devices. At least if you know what a Pixel device is, you're going to notice it. If you don't, well, then obviously you won't notice that this is a Pixel device, but I think they're going to do really well with the 7 and 7 Pro because of that refinements. Speaker quality is great. It gets very loud. There's also a SIM card tray. So for those who are worried if this doesn't have, like, it's going the iPhone route, don't worry. It still has a SIM card tray, especially here in the US. But overall design, I'm really liking it, and I think you will too. Heading over to performance. So, like Pixel 7 Pro, it has a Tensor G2 chip. It's the latest silicon chip. That's great. It's not like the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 chipset. It's not breaking any performance records or anything like that. No breaking no numbers, Geekbench mark scores, or nothing like that. But that's okay. It's still a great phone. Now this right here, my model is a 12 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage. I've had no hiccups. I've had no stutter. Nothing like that. Android 13 on here is super smooth. I've had no issues whatsoever. I think this was a stable release with Android 13. And it's so refined that I'm kind of excited for what Google has in store for its future with Pixel 8, Pixel 7a, Pixel Fold, Pixel Tablet. I hope they create even more of an ecosystem, which they already have created by adding the Pixel Watch, which I've been really excited for and waiting for, I'll be honest with you, for years now. But coming back to performance, I watched a lot of YouTube videos. I've had no issues whatsoever. 5G connectivity has been great. I've played a couple rounds of Call of Duty here and there, and it's been good. It's not a gaming phone, but it still gets the job done. You can, max it out in settings for your games, and it'll still perform really well. When you're performing, how's battery last? I'm going to get to that in just a couple minutes. But if you're going to be like a heavy user like myself and you need good performance, I think this is going to work really well. Now, Tensor G2 works well better, or is more optimized with Google's like AI with voice dictation. And by the way, voice dictation on this is amazing. It is truly amazing. There has been an instance where I just didn't want to type one of my discussions for my school classes. I just wanted to voice dictate it. So what I did was brought up the phone and I literally like spoke my entire discussion that I was going to post, and it was spot on. Obviously, I just changed a couple sentences and like add some periods and commas and punctual stuff. You know what I mean? But for the most part, it did a great job. If I tried doing that with Siri, yeah, it wouldn't really work. And Samsung, obviously, I don't even know what ever happened to Bixby, but Google Assistant voice dictation on this really has got the job done. And I used it last year with the Pixel 6 Pro, again, for the same reason. Sometimes I get really bored and I don't want to type. So this really did come in clutch, and I did get a good grade, by the way, for those who are wondering. So Google has gone a long way. I think this is smartphone. It's actually a smartphone. Google is not throwing, and Marques Brownlee kind of puts that out there. Some phones throw all the hardware at you, like a 200 megapixel camera, like 20 gigs of RAM, the latest chipset, all that stuff. Google does not do that. They throw in the greatest software. In what way can the phone help you? That's what they really focus on. I think Google Pixel 7 Pro is just that device. I think this is what the Pixel 6 Pro should have been. But otherwise, you're going to enjoy the performance on the Pixel 7 Pro. Heading over into cameras. So for the longest time, everyone who's subscribed to the channel should probably know by now, I'm not a huge camera guy with my phone. As long as I can pick up my phone, point and shoot, for the most part, I'm good. Sometimes I check out the cool features that are added into the camera for that specific phone. But like I said, for the most part, it's just point and shoot. Now, obviously, you're picking up the 7 Pro, and huge thanks to Google actually for sending this out to me, Team Pixel, hashtag Team Pixel, and hashtag made by Google, gift from Google. I wanted to try out the new features that they added. I wanted to try out the new refinements in the cameras. So I'm not going to be talking about specs, but we have a wide, an ultra wide, and a telephoto lens. And the one thing I notice is when I go to zoom, there is a nice 5x zoom. It works really well. It doesn't go 100x zoom like Samsung's. It goes up to 30x, and I've been posting videos, kind of zoom comparisons on my TikTok. I'll be leaving a link in the description down below. And at the time of this recording, I'm almost at 10,000 followers on TikTok. So if you want to check out my TikTok and support that as well, there are some types of videos there that I can post on there that I won't be posting on the main YouTube channel. So be sure to check that out. But I really do like how the 5X performs really well and crisp. Now, let's do unblur. I want to try this feature. I tried it before and it works really well. So I'm going to just grab this right here and I'm going to be really quick and kind of shake the camera, make it a little bit blurry and see if there we go. So it is kind of blurry right here and I'll be posting a before and after. So if I go to edit, and this does work with past photos, you're going to go to crop, tools, and you have Magic Eraser from last year, the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. Then you have unblur. So hopefully it's going to, you can choose the unblur level too. And oh yeah, I can definitely see the unblur. Let's do 100%. And I'll be putting this up on screen right now so you can say that copy, but it does a really good job. And this works really well with older photos too. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, throwing a bunch of really good software features. With just a press of a button, you can unblur almost your entire photo. You can erase something from your entire photo just with Magic Eraser. That's what I love about this. Otherwise, like daytime photos, and I'll be putting those up as well. Daytime photos perform really well. Nighttime photos, obviously, Night Sight has been performing well since Pixel 2, Pixel 3. Like, they've been performing so well that when it comes to just plain photos, this is my go-to. Video has seen an improvement, but just for my workflow, I still am using iPhones to get my job done because it just makes it easier for my workflow, makes it more convenient, and for me, it's just more productive to use iPhones for my workflow, for the YouTube channel. But if you're going to use this camera, and I took a screenshot. If you're going to use this camera for photos especially, and for videos to share on social media, you won't go wrong with Pixel 7 Pro. I mean, it's just great. I don't need to go any further and tell you how great it is, because it truly is. And you have to use it to see it for yourself. So definitely check out your local carrier store, your local Best Buy. Try it out. You're going to like the Pixel 7 Pro and its camera quality. Okay, this brings me to battery life. So its predecessor, Pixel 6 Pro, 5,000 milliamp hour battery, it wasn't the greatest. Like, I'd have to charge it like towards like 5, 6 p.m. and my day wouldn't end until like 8, 9 at the earliest. So for this, I mean, look at it. 7:45 in the morning, 59%. I didn't charge this overnight. I didn't. And it only lost like 3-4% overnight. So for me, that's great. I've been getting 6 hours of screen on time. I typically start my day around 6:30, and I usually end it early. Around 8 p.m. is when I can finally like put my phone down to charge and be like, all right, I'm done using my phone for the day. At the very earliest, some days I'm using my phone until 9, 10 p.m. And even then, I'm pushing this to get 6.5, 7 hours of screen on time. For me, that's great. That is absolutely great. I do believe it's the work of Tensor G2. It's also the fact that the longer I continue to use the Pixel 7 Pro, the longer it kind of learns my habits and how I use the phone, and it optimizes its battery according to my usage. So good job, Google. Really good job. You kept the same battery size, which I think is pretty big. 5,000 milliamp hours is a pretty large battery capacity, and it just performs so much better than Pixel 6 Pro. And I hope they keep it up with the Pixel 8 and 8 Pro. The Pixel A series, their battery life in my use has been great with the 4A, the 5A, and the Pixel 6A. This is my first time using a main Pixel device that has great battery life. So good job in the battery department. Keep it up. Battery charging speeds, it's not fast. It's not like 65 watts, not 80 watts, not 100 watts. Like I said earlier, Google is not throwing the latest, like all the numbers at you. They're not throwing the best specs at you, but they're just, putting in decent amount of charging. It takes about close to an hour and 15 to fully charge this. It's not the fastest. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't really sat down and watched it charge from 0 to 100, but give or take an hour and 15 minutes was when I started to notice that it was nearing its 100% charge. It does have wireless charging, and it does have reverse wireless charging for those who are interested. For the most part, it just charges it. For me, I just charge it at night, and I'm all set to go. Sometimes when I'm at my desk, I rise to charge it, and that does add a couple percent. But for seriously battery life, good job, Google. Good job. Now let's come to price. This is a big thing with the Pixel series, I believe. $899, same price as last year. Wow. And it's competing with the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. It's competing with the iPhone 14 Pro Max. You seriously can't go wrong. Now there's a whole dilemma of spending extra $300 from Pixel 7 to 7 Pro. That's like a topic for a different video. But what you're getting for $899, amazing curved AMOLED 120 Hz display, really good set of cameras, really good software, as Face Unlock, Touch ID, which happens to perform faster. $899, like, this is a really good smartphone for that price. And if you were to give me all three, the Galaxy S22 Ultra, the Pixel 7 Pro, and iPhone 14 Pro Max, and ask me to choose which one I would purchase, I would go with Pixel 7 Pro because it's just the all around. And for me, price is a determining factor as well. If I can get more for my price for what I'm paying for, I'm going to choose that device. And working in retail before, seeing how consumers, what determines them to purchase a smartphone too, price was a big one. I know that from experience, price was huge for them. So I think this is going to, and if it's marketed correctly, and if it's explained to consumers correctly when it's trying, when you're at the local carrier or your local Best Buy, explain the great features it has, why it's worth the $899. I think a lot of consumers will turn towards Pixel 7 Pro, as well as its younger brother, the Pixel 7. You can't go wrong with $899, and Google is going to they're going to frequently go on sale too. I'll be leaving a link in the description down below of any, good deals on Pixel 7 and 7 Pro. And be sure to frequently check out my community tab because I'll also be putting up sales that go on for the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro and also other devices as well. But Google, please keep this price at the very least. Like, don't raise it to $1,000. Some have argued to bring it down to even $799 to lower the difference between 7 and 7 Pro. I don't want to go into that right now. I think $899 is a good price for Pixel 7 Pro. Okay, so my final thoughts. These are some solid refinements with Pixel 7 Pro, and I'm super happy with them. It has been my main device since I've received it from Team Pixel, and it's going to be my main device for the foreseeable future. Obviously, as a reviewer, I do review tons of other tech, so I do have to kind of switch my SIM and put in the other phone, but I'm going to be coming back to Pixel 7 Pro for the foreseeable future. Good job. If you can keep this up until Pixel Fold comes out, you have definitely, I'm super excited for Pixel Fold. Android 13, the performance on Pixel 7 Pro has gotten me even more excited for a Fold because I've never had a Fold device. The only foldable I had is my Galaxy Z Flip 3 and my Z Flip 4, but I haven't ever owned a Z Fold 3 or a Z Fold 4. So I'm really excited for Pixel Fold. And if it's as compact as the Oppo Find N, well, I'm down for it. I am down for a Pixel Fold. And in general, I'm just excited for what Google has in store for 2023 and its future. I think Pixel is growing into a great ecosystem. Definitely recommend. Just have to pick up the Pixel Buds Pro to make it 100% ecosystem. So there is that. I absolutely love Pixel 7 Pro, and I hope you will too. But that's been it for me. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to superman that like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel a lot and will help push my content out to more people. Anyway, that's been it for me, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.